Alright, welcome back, and we are just about to get into Sonic 1 Forever, but really quick, we had a last-minute $20 donation from Grey Goo Girl that just says, Amy forever! Thank you so much, Grey Goo Girl. And with that, we are ready for Sonic 1 Forever, being run by ValeriaAsteria. Take it away.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just hitting the green with Amy. Just one of the many features you have in Sonic the Hedgehog Forever, this fan remastered version of Sonic 1. I'm ValeriaAsteria, and I will be your runner today. I'm here with noted remixer and Radio Sega host Rexy.
Hello there. No matter what endeavor I do, the blue blur is always following me.
Yes, so I guess we need to know what the results of which character I'm going to be playing now?
Yes, with that last-minute donation, Amy did win $87 to $85.01, so we will be playing Amy.
Excellent.
Yay!
Now, I normally do no save. I'm going to give this fair warning before we get into it. If this crashes just randomly, which it shouldn't, but it could, there's no need to panic. I can fix that quickly. But we'll be right on track with the save file, just in case. So, I think we should get right into it, and I'll point out the differences. No, before I do that, you can hear the music. This is a mod pack. If you pay attention to my Sonic 3 Air run before, I love those. I made this one as well. This is Jazz Night, or Jazz Afternoon, perhaps. So,
How about we just go with Jazz Time Zone?
Jazz Time Zone, that's perfect. Okay. Now, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. So Amy is only recently added to an official game, but this came out a little before Origins. So she's very unique. You might recognize some of her move pool, though, if you caught Crime's... Oops, I missed a jump. If you caught Crime's Sonic Mania run yesterday, because that's sort of the standard moveset that modders and fan makers will give Amy. She's got a hammer twirl, she's got the hammer jump, does have a spin dash. The big difference for her here is that she's not invulnerable like she is in Mania when she does these things. So there's a little more carefulness you need to have for it.
But when you're getting some bangers in the music selection, Green Grove into Windy Hill.
Mm-hmm. This was my experiment to where Sonic 1 normally has the same music for each act of a zone. It has different music per act, which took a bit of coding to learn.
Yeah, normally when you end up playing through Sonic 1 Forever casually, you'll end up with different versions for each act, as rearranged by, I believe, Carl Buegeman of the Super Mario Brothers. So that makes it super flexible to end up putting music into a mod like this. Also, hello, Planet Wisp.
Wisp. Now we gotta go full jazz.
What? Wait a minute, since when did Amy turn into a werehog? It's not even nighttime!
You know. Whatever fits, right? I actually could maybe use some pointers on some music, which fits the best act, but I did a pretty good job. Overall. That's Green Hill. That wasn't a very bad Green Hill, but now we're getting into the most painful zone, which I actually have listed on my splits as Pain Zone. This is the worst stage for me as a speedrunner, personally. I don't like it.
Model is a very obnoxious one for anyone to end up playing, though. And you've made it even more painful by adding Silent Forest from Lost World into this. I can remember the stealth mission from the main game so much. So that's PTSD on top of PTSD.
But you gotta admit, it's a funky jaunt.
It is.
And it actually is very similar to the Marble Zone music. What's that? One of the big differences I've noticed through how Amy plays in Mania versus how she plays in this is her hammer twirl in this will carry momentum, so a lot of the tech that I will use is how fast can I jump into the hammer twirl after doing a spin dash to maintain and just like put all of that momentum forward. That's not what usually happens there. That's fine. This is the worst level in the game, if you ask me, in terms of speedrunning it. There's just so many ways this can go wrong. Not as many if you're playing as Amy instead of Sonic, but it's still maybe the least fun. This is where I get my most run resets.
I haven't played Dark Story and Sonic Adventure 2 for a long while. Obviously, this sounds like a Rouge theme. Oops. Oh dear, unlucky.
Our first death. Yeah, so this is gonna just be a lot more Marble Zone for a while now. Nade, do you have anything to add?
Well, sure. I can just remind everyone why we're here. We are raising money for CARE. CARE works around the globe to save lives, defeat poverty, and achieve social justice. They seek a world of hope, inclusion, and social justice, where poverty has been overcome and all people live with dignity and security. Founded in 1945, today CARE works in 110 countries, focusing on girls and women in their efforts because they are disproportionately affected by poverty and are the key to fighting it. And of course, we're here for fun games, too.
Fun games with fun little characters.
Like
Just for
Amy!
Guess I didn't need that for Amy, because I delayed it. Normally when I go through here with Sonic, I'm just gonna, like, ignore the normal Sonic 1 invincibility strat. I'm just gonna go in raw, because he has the insta-shield ability, which is the biggest difference you will get between this and any other version, especially even Origins, which still adds the drop dash. The insta-shield is the Sonic 3 native ability, and it is my favorite Sonic ability. It changes my ability to play this game so drastically, even more than the spin dash, which I think this game needs spin dash to be fun, personally. It did not have spin dash normally. Sonic simply had a jump and a roll. You can do this little skip here where she just hammer jumps up there instead of having to wait on that block. If you were Knuckles or Tails, there's actually an upper route. I want this just for safety. But Sonic has to wait. As intended.
Arid Sands just feels so appropriate for something as warm-looking as Marble.
Yeah.
And by warm, I don't necessarily mean, hey, I'm gonna be friendly and offer you a cup of tea kind of way.
No, this is, cool lava warmness. Oops, I missed. Okay, we have to be a little safe. It's fine.
You got your ring, that's the main thing.
I did get my ring, so I could have been a little dangerous there, and I was already on the path to be safe.
Yeah, the safety checkpoint might have helped there, but at least you managed to pull through. Great job.
It is 50-50 whether or not I hit that checkpoint. Depending on how I go flying. We're on the Spring Yard zone, which I do not quite... I don't dislike this zone. I didn't spin dash enough to do that strat, but okay. But it is almost as messy as Marble when it comes to how things can go poorly. Like, that jump there. That skip over that roof right there prevents us from needing to go on any of the slow 3-second cycle elevators, but it is also like one of the few, like, there's no glitches in here that you would use in the, oops, wrong way. I was on Act 2 for a second. There's no real glitches you can use in this version of the game But that has been a route since the first version of the game, and it just hasn't left.
I do appreciate the idea of a more urban set for Spring Yard, given that it feels more like a pinball place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh my gosh! I know it sounds like something out of Sonic Advance. Oh my gosh, what's the pinball station, casino station name again?
Casino Paradise.
There we go!
The lowest bit song here, but I'm just doing a mess right here. But it's like such good jazz when you really listen to it. I wish they would like release Advance's music remastered.
You can tell that I'm more familiar with Advance 2, which is why I couldn't quite recall this one by name.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no jazz in Advance 2. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, the bottom route. I mean, this has been a messy run so far, but this hasn't been, like, catastrophic yet, so I'm pretty satisfied at the moment. After the next act, we'll be about halfway through.
If you're a little bit longer, that just means we get more marathon, more time for donations, right?
It's true. Oh. So what I just
like that!
What I just tried to do there by accident was the Sonic strat, where I would have insta-shield through that iron ball, and I would have gone through perfectly unharmed. And that's another example of if you hit something after you get a ring box too early, you can just die, because you don't have the rings yet. And I usually do a damage boost there like that. So yeah, this is maybe like the most technical opening to a stage. Scrap Rain might be worse.
Maybe it's feeling that this is also from Lost World. Maybe the upper area of Sky Road? No, it's not Sky Road, what I know.
Sky Road, I think? Yeah, actually, I think it was Sky Road. You're right. Just like in Team Sonic Racing. That's not what the song is, though. It is, it is the Saturn version of Spring Stadium Act 1.
Oh, Spring Stadium, of course, because the Act 1 version sounds like circus music.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Amy went for a trip there. This is another boss where, like, the strat traditionally is to get the invincibility, especially because you get the speed shoes with the invincibility. With Sonic, again, I will completely forego that. I'll forego the speed shoes even, because with the drop dash, I can maneuver well enough to get there just as fast, and then I just insta-shield it. I'm, like, very insta-shield style when I comes to playing as Sonic. And Labyrinth Zone didn't break, so that's good. Several times I have started up Labyrinth Zone after doing, I guess, Spring Yard pretty well, and the water was gone. Which would probably invalidate the run. I'm not sure. Made that jump. Traditionally, you need to hit a switch to get a platform to get across there with Sonic. If I were Sonic, I would just use the bubble shield and bounce off of a fish. So, that's like another huge example of how you can save time in this version compared to the original. Don't get hit. Okay, fine. Let's take it safe.
I appreciate that you're using Dry Lagoon in a place that is wet.
It is ironic, though. Dry Lagoon is a very wet zone. Now, maybe I shouldn't have this song for this stage because it, is great. And I'm gonna be mostly invincible for this after the first half. But yeah. This is definitely the hardest of the Labyrinth zones. This was the bane of my existence, casually, I think. Which is why I gave it Death Chamber.
That would explain it.
Get this invincibility, and you can just ignore all these traps here. It's these spikes, though. They're the worst. Like, I don't know why they put them in Sonic Mania, because I'm very offended to have to deal with them in Hydra City. The hitbox on them in this, though, on the spike itself, is like a mile wide. It's the worst thing. Don't panic. We're not drowning.
Yeah, as you can tell, the drowning audio we use in here is is the cue that is taken from Sonic CD. So instead of having the dreaded jingle that everybody knows and hates, you would instead end up getting the beeps as a warning to get out of the water.
That is an option you can toggle. For other things like the Adventure mod pack, I do have the Adventure version of the drowning music, so I keep it on. But for this, I don't want to interrupt the jazz. Yeah, this is gonna just be a little more Labyrinth Zone.
Headquarters time now.
Mm-hmm. There's a little water in that. We're getting closer to Eggman's face. Didn't do that part optimally at all. It's fine. We're only like 2 seconds beyond where we would be. But I lost my bubble shield, so I am gonna have to stop for a bubble here, just for safety. If I was risky, I could get through this part. I'm gonna get this for safety, because I'm not a fool. I mean, I may be a fool, but I'm not a fool.
And talking of things that,
See?
Oh. Well, you got the safety checkpoint, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I knew I'd do something silly like that. See, that's the thing. This drill burr can sometimes just not bother coming up. It came up last time, I was just a little too high up. Alright, get back here.
Drill burr, I guess it does kind of look like a Pokemon.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, normally.
Talking of things that were the bane of our existence.
Yeah, if there was a place to die on the lead up to Eggman here, it was there. Ooh, we passed by him. Let's see if I can stay ahead. Ah, okay. That's usually a tail strat, but Amy can do it. I think Knuckles maybe can do it. Get out of the way, bud. I'll just destroy him, just for the satisfaction of it. Yeah, normally Tails can just sneak up there. Amy can too, now that she has been added. Sonic can with 2 shield options that he can get, because the lightning shield was there. You can also start with the bubble shield. I like to do bubble strats because it's easier to get up the steps personally. And that was actually a lot of time saved from my PB. We're not ahead of time, but I don't know why I was facing that direction. It was scary.
The train from Station Square will be departing soon.
This is a distinct example of, well, it's jazz fusion, so it counts. Because that is technically jazz. Spring Yard is probably my favorite zone in the game, even casually, because it's the zone that feels the most Sonic, but if you take the wrong routes, it is awful. The bottom paths of this level are just cruel, kind of.
Did I see 2 end signposts at the end of Act 1 there? Was it like an alternate exit?
There's a bottom route you can take.
I couldn't remember that being in the original Genesis version, but there we are.
Pretty sure it is, but who am I to say?
Also, Mania Stardust Speedway hype for 18 seconds.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part when you're speedrunning this, because I was like really into the city music I picked out for it, and it's just like, I go through this in like no less than 30 seconds.
And Skyscraper Scramble Night, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I did that, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't gonna work if I just let it bounce me up, so I did a different strat. Okay, yeah. You wanna dash there. I missed it. I missed the jump up to the upper route, which is the fastest, but, you know, brings us back down to the lower route, which I think classically is the fastest. Now there's like 7 different ways to handle this boss because it's awful. Oh, that works. Oh, that doesn't work. 2. The amount of practice this boss has taken to be able to get it down within 50 seconds on the timer is absurd. And it's like a completely different set of substrats depending on the character you do.
Really hanging in there.
Yeah, that was actually pretty smooth. To note on time... Like, you
Finding
go
it
first.
interesting that Amy's got this little spring in her step that Sonic otherwise wouldn't have. So you can definitely see the variety of movement needed.
Yeah, I really
Also,
like the
shout
change in
out
animation.
Security Hall.
Yes. This is one of the most hated stages, but it's one of my favorites from that skip. Yes. One of my favorites from Sonic Adventure, and then I botched it there.
It is the 5-minute time limit that ends up getting in the way.
You don't need 5 minutes for this. This is actually a very short scrap brain. Now 30 on the dot, I love that. To note, I think Sonic 1 classically will use in-game time, but because we have this ability to skip past the score bonus at the end, we do this in real time. This might be the most niche song I picked. Oh!
I think it's so niche that I can't even recognize it from the first 5 seconds.
Actually, Sonic Forces.
Oh, I see, no wonder why. The
Yeah.
only thing you end up really knowing from Forces are the vocal songs.
You don't hear this song nearly long enough. Like, Sonic's music in that are all bangers, and you end those stages in, like, 15 seconds. I shouldn't have done that jump there. Okay, it's fine. We can recover. This level is just, like, okay, I have to damage boost through it because it's awful. But we are heading towards, this is like the hardest level in the game, and for valid reasons, and we are heading towards the end of the run if you want to jump back in Anade for anything.
Sure. Well, I want to thank everyone for all of the generous donations that got us to play Amy in this game, but we still have lots of games left, including the rest of the Sonic block, and we still have more incentives open. So if you want to donate, remember you can put your donations towards both a target, which would be that Beat Mania extra stage, and towards a poll, which would be that Skyward Sword file name bid war. So if you want to do that, !donate, donations going towards a great cause, and lots of other fun too.
Eggman dropped us into this polluted area of the labyrinth. Very quick to get through. That was actually a personal best on that split. Now we're on the final zone. You'll notice that the music I had for Eggman when he sent me down is different from this. Normally it's the same song originally. I found where to change it so it could be a little bit of Eggman's theme for a little more flavor. This is the night boss music from Sonic Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering why not Egg Dragoon, but there we are. It does feel more at the tone.
It's Egg Dragoon's just not jazz enough is the problem.
I get it.
Yeah. Traditionally in this version of the stage, you hold right to the end and you will get the same, like when you're coming into the boss, and you will get the same pattern every time. There's like a song for it. I don't know the song because that's not the case in this. They've changed it to be completely random. You just gotta be on your toes, but it's fine because you don't have to do like the jumping between sparks strat anymore. You just spin dash around. And time is gonna be on the complete fade out. That went super well, that boss battle. Time.
Hey, GG's!
Nice!
GG.
That was 3 seconds slower than my submission time, which is only like 18 seconds more than my PB, so actually like way better than I was expecting for this marathon.
Nice. Any shout outs you want to do?
Like genuinely, I struggle with feeling like I'm anything more than a visitor in places. Lady Arcaders has been such a great community to be around. Y'all are a bunch of wonderful individuals and very open and accepting, and I feel like this is a great place for me to be and like share my games and help out. And I'm very much looking forward to continuing doing that in the future. Saw some people in the chat. I do also want to give a shout out to Club 601. Huds is probably one of the streamers I watch most consistently, especially out of Sonic streamers, and I probably wouldn't know about this game without watching his streams, some of the devs of Team Forever even hang out in that server, so like always a welcoming place to be and share stuff. And if you want to find me, I am on Twitch at ValeriaAsteria, as it is written on the screen, I'm sure. And I am in the middle of running through Tales of Fantasia and other Tales series for the RPGs.
Which version?
I have more Sonic stuff on the way, Sonic story stuff, but it's in the works. The speed run practice is part of what I'm planning for that. And how about you, Rexy?
You can catch me on Radio Sega every Sunday, Sega Mix Drive, 8 PM UK, which is why I would end up mostly listening to Train Forward Track mode, which is something I believe the host would end up discussing when we cut to that. You can also you can also see me on Twitch whenever I'm streaming, but I'm more likely to be seen on Twitter, so FREQREXY, so you've got places to end up seeing me just yell at clouds.
And Rexy, you're gonna be in our next game, right?
Yep, me and Seafood are going to be going versus in Sonic R Bingo, which is going up right then.
Yes. So, of course, we have more Sonic Block coming up. Thank you so much, Valeria, for that amazing, quick Sonic run. We have more Sonic coming at you, chat, though, so stick around for more awesomeness. All right, chat, I have been TrainerAnade. It has been a great morning or afternoon or whatever time zone you are in, but this has been my time on the mic. I am going to be passing you over to the wonderful Broken Hyperlink for the rest of the Sonic block. So definitely stick around, keep the hype up, and stay cute.